Today is day 35 of the Arukh HaShulchan OC, and we are learning from Siman Yud Ches Siv Ches to Siman Chaf Siv Gimel. So Siman Yud Ches Siv Ches. Kosov Rabbeinu Beis Yosef B'Siv Beis. Sidinim, sheets. Aval Pi Shalom Yoshem Ben Baboker. Even though a person gets up after daylight and he's wrapped in these sheets, and the sheets have four corners, you don't put they're not required tzitzis. We don't put tzitzis in them. Since sheets are primarily made for nighttime, therefore we don't put on tzitzis on them. Well, the difficulty is sounds like, if not for the fact that they're made for nighttime use, you would put on tzitzis on them. Even though you don't wear your sheet and you don't wrap yourself in the sheet. It's to cover your body when you're sleeping. Question: if the Rambam holds a ksus laila, even nighttime garment is chayiv and tzitzis during the day if you wear it during the day. So according to him, according to the Beis Yosef, this sheet, which although it's primarily for nighttime, since you are in it during the daytime, it should require tzitzis as well. After all, you several times cover yourself with it while you're sleeping during the day. Some people say there's a special drash to preclude this in the Sifri, which is ksus prat l'sadin, ayin sham, garment as opposed to a sheet. Klomar, meaning that Torah lo chiva b'tzitzis rak ksus shel levesh al gufa ma'atit b'gufa. To only require tzitzis, a covering that you wear on your body or you wrap upon your body. Like Gemara, she was asking b'stinim, and you just use the sheets as a kind of toga. Avasodin shamitosa, but the sheet on your bed, shemechase bo gufa, with which you cover your body, ain't no malbush klal. It's not a garment altogether. Patim tzitzis is an exempt from tzitzis. V'asher techase bo, that which says in the pasuk, that which you cover yourself in it. It says cover, not wear. Uderech malbush, that also refers to a way of wearing it. If shematefu mechase gufa b'abasho ibel absho, that you wrap and you cover your body with it when you put it on. V'chein ikar ledina, and that is the primary halacha. Mishnah Berurah brings down, would you believe it? Yesh chokim. Some people argue, and they hold that even if you put underneath yourself a garment of four kanfos, it's chayiv and tzitzis. And certainly if you put it on yourself. And therefore the Magen Avraham says that you should make a round corner in this sheet. And with that, it's according to everybody. But Mishnah Berurah says it's only have the machmir in a sheet made out of wool, and not or sheets made out of linen or other types. And I guess because there's no suffix, no problem of shatnez by a wool sheet, and also because a wool is possibly chayim b'doraisa, is chayim b'doraisa if it's chayim. Linen is also chayim b'doraisa, but again we have to exera not to make linen tzitzis. Okay, the and here in the brackets, the Arukh HaShulchan relates to Magen Avraham as well. It says Magen Avraham in Shom Dikdei Mitaisvos Menachos Memav Shekosed Tzitzis Ein Ben Atzal Levisha. There is a difference between laying them and sleeping on them or underneath them and wearing them. The Mashal Gam Batzal Chayav B'Tzitzis sounds like when you're laying on them, you spread them on your bed. Chayav B'Tzitzis. Ayin sham. To me, honey, I'm astounded, says Arukh HaShulchan. That I because of a beggar to love shimbo. The specifically wrote this on a garment which you wearing. And I'm not made. The Mishnah also was specific about a garment, not a sheet. So actually, it's not as big a chiddush as I thought it was. When the Mishnah says you put tzitzis on it, because it's talking about actually a garment that uses a sheet as opposed to a sheet itself. So again, Arukh HaShulchan says, the Tosfos Kosu say Abeged Shel Shimbo, the odds come b'shas had tzor chay b'tzitzis v'utra l'kilayim, because then even when you're lying on it and when it is it requires tzitzis and it's permitted to be kilayim, I jump heitev. Kach ach the sifri shmivim, and that also is the sifri about a garment that you're using to put underneath yourself for lying. But a sheet or a blanket which is specifically for spreading on the bread, bed, not bread, bed. Patim tzitzis, example tzitzis, v'duk. Test. From what time are you allowed to make the bracha on tzitzis in the morning? You can distinguish between the white knit and the blue knit. We have to estimate in the difference between those colors. Between blue, presumably blue of some sort. In Rashi, some places it says green or black, but we assume it's a form of blue. In Yochel here, if you make the distinction, you baruch make the bracha then. Become nevertheless, Yeshua, and some say the im love shall shachar. Even you put on before Mishiach here, you put on from dawn, mevarach alav. Vuadim be'erev. That's also true at night. I'd say that even if you put on the bracha, the talis after Shkia, until such time as tzeis, but the you can make a bracha. Shalov shem mevarach alav. But nearly a time. It seems to me there's, it's interesting. I never thought of this before, but l'chayra, the end of mitzvah tzitzis at the end of the day also should be mishiaf siklak here. It's normally we hold that it's nightfall, which if it's shkia is shkia, but really it shouldn't be shkia. It should be when you're stopping makim and cheres alavan. It should be symmetrical. Okay. So he says, nearly a time says the Arukh HaShulchan the reason the common mitzvah and the chatchilat mitzvahs and some mitzvahs which preferentially you do after sunrise. Medieval kosher but we have that kosher did from dawn. Kid not so parag based Megillah. V'afak after see risam also. Even though it says here you should see them. Come nevertheless yom hu. Even you can't see them, it's still daytime for Allah. Okay, v'zman re'il, it's a time when you can see. Meaning daytime is the time you can see. If you did put on B'amud HaShachar, you should make a bracha then, because it's like b'diavad. The Bura says that on the other side, if it's from the Avraham sees a Ben Hashmosh, make a bracha on Tzeis Kochavim, and that's the psak in the Derech HaChaim, and the Sefer Mat Ephraim is Machmir Natu. And Mishabur writes, in Safik Ben Hashmashos, you certainly can make a bracha. Okay. I'm going to point out that one could always do, it seems like, tefillin, and even when it sits on from Amud HaShachar, be memashmesh them, and then make another bracha. Make the bracha when time comes. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. If you put it on before Don Kamod B'Yeslichos, oh, here it is. Okay. Should have waited in line. Sorry about that. I'm going to become a shot you put on before dawn. Slichas like slichas when people usually up very early in the morning. Or b'chara in the winter, or yom where dawn is very late in the morning. Love shall be bracha, put on without a bracha. When the day is illuminated, you should touch them and manipulate them. You can make the bracha. All the didon yotze brachas talas gadol, or you could be yotze the brachas talas gadol, obviously. Which kasam no b'sim chesif tazayin and sham. Achlar hashkia sachamo, but after shkia, you don't near shein levarech alav. You can't make a bracha, unlike the Mishnah Berurah, who was somewhat mekel. Mishnah Berurah says that if in the case of a shachar, if you're really compelled and it's a shas adchak, you can put on the tzitzis from Melissa Shachar, and we don't rebuke you, even though he also says in that case, you should not make the bracha in the B'yered situation, which is from Amud HaShachar, but you should wait to make the bracha until Mashiach here, and then manipulate the talis and make the bracha. Says an aside point here, an important point, nobody knows exactly when Mashiach here is. To pin it down to astronomical phenomena is very difficult, because especially in our situations where there's so much ambient light, you can probably tell that you're in Tcheles Alav in the middle of the nighttime. So therefore, nobody's exactly when it is. I heard name Baron Soloveitchik once 25 minutes before sunrise. There's another shita which is 10.5 degrees before sunrise. There is different shitas involved, and I think the Torah Luch says 60 minutes is even l'chatchila, maybe 50 or 60, I forget which one. So obviously there are many different shitas in this. And it's unclear. The later you can put on your talis or make the bracha, class close to you can get, probably the better. Obviously, not completely up to it, but like the in the Rav Aaron 25 something like that. Your test. What is the requirement? Is the chaybas gavra or chaybas ha-beged? Now we come to the first brisker siman chaftzar gavra. We are explaining this. It says, "Ain't no chava ketfilim mezuzah. It's not an obligation to tefillin mezuzah. The ain't no beged sharba kanfos patrim tzizu. You don't have a garment of four corners, then you examine the mitzvah. El kshiyesh, but only when you have such a garment, you have to do the mitzvah. Kam zeh pli b'menachos. Mezuzah machlokas in menachos. Im hu chav as talis. If it's an obligation on the talis. When kshiyesh lo beged sharba kanfos, avshura peluso chayav tzitzis. Even if it's in a box. If that's four corners, it's chayav tzitzis. Odafko chayvas gavra, it's an obligation on the person. Klomar, meaning kshelovsho, ribran. Those chayvas tzitzis, that's when it's required tzitzis. Kshein lovsho, if it's just in your box, part of it's exempt. Now, if you have a bracha, it's also the ramification to the bracha. The kaimelon we hold b'chol bracha mitzvah tzol bracha b'shas k'bar mitzvah. Any bracha mitzvah, you have to make the bracha when you're completing the mitzvah. Chen imu chavas talis tzol bracha shekin shonim chulad so tzitzis zog bar mitzvah. Chiv is even on a garment which is in the drawer, so then it's not a chiv on the gavra, it's a chiv on the chefza. When you finish making the tzitzis, you finish the mitzvah. So you should make a bracha last so tzitzis. Zeh gmar mitzvah, it's the end of the completion of the mitzvah. Avim u'muchavas gavra. As I have mitzvah b'shas shalosh, the mitzvah is when you put it on. U'mevarech oz ha-mitzvah's name, make the bracha mitzvah tzitzis. All these have to be tzitzis, or the bracha, at least have to be tzitzis. Al-chikayim, that's what we hold. The chavas gavru. It's an obligation on the person. The bracha b'shas al-visha ha'va'itu. Therefore, the bracha is when you put it on and wrap yourself in it. Base. There's a question about this. V'ha mezuzah ganki chavas hadori. Mezuzah is also obligation on the person who lives there. If you don't live in a house, it's exempt from mezuzah. Because then, unless we only are there. Make the bracha when you put it on the doorpost, and not when you come to live in it. But the assumption is that this is the shame living in the house by putting the mezuzah on the door. The shame mitzvah is only when you obviously wear it, because living can be defined by putting on mezuzah. Wearing can't be defined by having it in your box. By mezuzah, you probably living there immediately. And he explains here, by mezuzah, more of a rational thing, and it's not that putting the mezuzah, which esoterically makes you as if you're living there, but it's because even after living in their house, once you put the mezuzah, you're going to put stuff in there for the purpose of the house. You've been acquainted. Klibais and Shom Begamkein, Chayev mezuzah, and something where you leave your objects is also Chayev mezuzah. The Mishnah says that no, you don't make a mezuzah unless you're immediately going to live there. Techum miyad, because then it's like wrapping, or of course that's saying you're already living there. Back to Arukh HaShulchan, Kamur Shem Sim Brei Shmuel. Hafiz according to Makal Omar, there'll be room to say the Imlovish Talis. So if you're wearing a talis, Nifsukut Tzitzios, and tzitzis got severed. They said Tzitzis miyad losho. They put in tzitzis, immediately put it back on. Shivarach lasu tzitzis. Should make the bracha last with tzitzis because we're wearing it. Mezuzah, likva mezuzah. Achben slow down, but the truth there's no connection. The betalis and tzitzis chayav leave short that house. You have to take it off immediately because it doesn't have tzitzis. Mashing mezuzah k'shnipsala. When mezuzah is possible, like chul according to there's no nobody says you have to have your house. Furthermore, because in their essence they're non-similar. The Vada Eloi Saka bracha and tzitzis rak machas. There's only one mitzvah bracha by tzitzis. B'shas haschos a mitzvah time thinking the mitzvah for lo yoser and not subsequently come up mezuzah, just like mezuzah. Shopping the chol nevar b'gvar also we can make a bracha at the end when you made it. For lo yim medakti mi b'shen miyad when you made the tzitzis. So we're going to be meticulous if you water right now in live or not. Havol b'tzitzis. But by tzitzis you have to make a bracha every time you put it on. It came to go chavas gavra, lo chavas talis, since it's an obligation on the person, not the talis. I can't change the brachas because since the bracha is so prevalent, and the bracha usually is supposed to be Lisate B'tzitzis, I can't change the Kalas of Tzitzis. There's a bracket that says Nuchasham Amru Sha'amru Levarech B'Gemara Siyasa Zelaman Chavas Talis. Chavas Talis, you make a bracha meeting when you finish completing it. We don't pass that way. Gimel Tzarech Asatalis Tzarech Tachrich and Shalo. May it tell us the purpose of your shrouds. Abi Shalom Shalom even though you wear it sometime during your lifetime. Patam Tzitzis. Okay, to be finished. Patam Tzitzis. It's a ksus laila. It's a ksus maves. It's like a ksus laila. It's like a nighttime garment. The part I feel to be home. It's except usually daytime she does a rosh. I feel Rambam. Even called Rambam's part. Ksus cha. It's not called your ksus. Ain't ksus shachai. It's not the garment of a live person. Yesh megam gamin. There are people who are not sure about this. The sheet does a Rambam. Shalom shachai b'tzitzis. And maybe according to Rambam holds ksus laila is chai b'yom. Ksus meis is chai b'chaim. That's very long. This simon. V'gmar lo muzarak l'manis for the chovas talis ayin sham. The Gemara says exempts that for the big day mace from being chaim tzitzis only according to Manamar that it's chovas talis. Mishnah Bura writes, I missed this Mishnah Bura from before, that you don't make a bracha on mezuzah only when you go immediately to live in the house, because then it's literally like wrapping yourself in it. Or when you lived in it, so Mishnah Bura is machir by mezuzah not to make the bracha. That you make the bracha only when you go live in there, not when you take possession or whatever. And then he says that according to the Rambam, a beged mace is chai b'tzitzis, the shroud, and therefore you make tzitzis, and you just don't make a bracha. Okay, Simon Chaf, buying and selling a talis. Sif Aleph. Garcina Menachas, Tan Rabbanan. Alukech talis mitzvah, somebody takes the talis with tzitzis. Mina shuk from the marketplace. Misrael, I raise the cheskos, so we assume it's kosher. Mina kuti, if he takes from a non-Jew, mina togar, a merchant, shero, we assume it's kosher. Mina hedi, if he takes it from a commoner, he is puzzled. In other words, the kuti obviously is a merchant. Even though we have now to sell a tzitzis to a guy until you take off the tzitzis. That's the end of the quote from the Gemara Brachos. We saw ancient Abu. So to buy from a regular Jew, there's no chiddush. The guys on their money, all Jews are believed if they're not suspicious, under suspicion. Converted there, sim could be this. Veneer Lisa or the Arukh says it seems to be that Abusa, the chiddush is that the chayos any kachas and mumche. You only have to buy chayos from an expert because of the potential for fraud and deception. He's a sham. He comes like it says over there previously. Most times simon test zel b'tchayos levad. That's the term of tchayos. Avtalos mitzuyetzes nikam mikol adam. But talos with tzitzis can be bought from anybody. Harei b'chazkoso and it has chazak shemishos talos hazeh kon atchayos min mumche that he bought when he made the talos the tchayos from an expert. V'hatur rosh kosa din ze af shato ein lanu tchayos. And the Torah et all who wrote this halacha, even though we have no tchelas, and but therefore she may not of us. Because nevertheless they tickle the Gemara kedakar makodesh. They copied the Gemara, even though it's not 100% relevant in our day and age. Base uvakuti from a non-Jew. Mitagar if it's a merchant kshera. The tagar lo maranashe. Merchant doesn't commit fraud on a regular basis because it's afraid to be caught. Uvare lacham yisrael kshera. And we definitely assume that the guy got it from a Jew and it's kosher. Avol meheyo psula, but he borrowed from just a generic non-Jew. It's possible. The Shem Na'aseh Shalosh Chazmekes Meit Shalishma. But lav dafka shu tagar b'talisim. You don't even if Christopher the guy is not a Christopher the talis seller, and afilu hu tagar b'shadvar, he's Christopher the dry goods salesman. Ganki Neman is also believed. V'yeshik, some people ask the Mashakan. Lo mara musa. How's the remedy of the general principle that an uman lo mara musa, a craftsman does not undermine his own craft by selling fakes. But davar isur. It's saying whether the issue is whether it's prohibited or not. The maram so that we're not going to undermine his fame for his craft. That applies where the merchandise is bad stuff. Kigam murias shmarim b'chometz, such as certain brine which put vinegar in it. The low being shel lishma. It's not about shel lishma. Shem begashim yusa. Shem avrish. Good chaf, right? Because you might say uman lomar b'musay is only by something where there's it's traceable. There's a trail. There's a trail. So then or lomar rosa because that's why people think that he doesn't do his craft work properly. But in terms of lishma shel lishma, it's it's as a chen and ikar. So maybe that he's not believed because he's not concerned about Meir Musa in that case. Good question. Below binyan shel near the loki nati likach bas mikuti shomash lechom izok because not in that case we should allow you to buy meat from a non-Jew when he says from a Jew. Zeklas of therefore he wrote the zerak but the betalos mekilin. Not that which talis from Mekel. Shum the ain't dakum asot tzitzis by begging because they don't have the dera. It's not normal for them to make tzitzis in a garment. Avo tzitzis also you something in the garment, but the strings themselves it'd be also to buy even from a merchant. Some people ask for a different reason. They close tzitzis mitagar by tzitzis from a merchant. Dak shemaycha talis tzitzis when he sells the whole house with the tzitzis. Dikar revach umena talis. Very cute. Where the primary profit is from the talis. They're not tzitzis. Also we have tzitzis. Mitam blomar and nafshi. Doesn't want to put his reputation on the line. The lok shemocha tzitzis bilvad, but now we're just saying the strings. The revach umena tzitzis, the profit is from the tzitzis themselves. The bezeh eino nemon. In this case, you're not believed. Mitam blomar and nafshi. Because he's not believed because he doesn't want to cast aspersions on himself. Yeshayim, some say in brackets, in the Kohen Mitagar, Sarach La'at, there tzitzis, Vein Muchos, some will say, even when you buy from the merchant, you have to unravel the tzitzis, and this argument is not compelling. Gimel. The Arukh HaShulchan says, from his opinion, the Brisa is, it seems to be explicit that there's that the chiddush here is that it's a talis. Even though they said you're not allowed to sell a talis to a kuti, to non-Jew, nevertheless, you can believe to buy from him. That the guy is believed to say they bought it from a Jew. Say this is also his intent. Okay, Lamar Nafshi Cloud. If not for that, he wouldn't undermine his reputation at all. Shechol Lamar. In other words, if he didn't say it's from Yisrael, he wouldn't be undermining his reputation. Shechol Lamar could say Me'ayin Li Leida Shetzarech Lishma. And if later on he was confronted, he could say, I don't have to be Lishma. Schleira Toiva. The merchandise is good. And therefore I had to say they bought it from a Jew. He's believed because that then you could ask the Jew who made it lishma. Mishabur says that he doesn't have to say they bought it from somebody who's trustworthy. Even if they bought it from a generic Yisrael, that's good enough. And now that means that when he says he purchased from a Jew, he's saying that the Jew spun the thread and then put the strands together, and then hung them in the beged lishman. Came to Garhu, and since he's a merchant, lo maran he's not going to lie about that. So why don't we take meat from a merchant? It's got another reason. Because that's separate. Isser a basar shesaminai. You should be allowed to buy from the non-Jewish butcher the stuff which he says is kosher for guys he got from a Jew. We don't do this because it's special because they're rabbanon. Avadi the dinza yesh gamkem but tzitzis bilvad. This halacha is true about the strings as well. It's difficult to argue on the great achronim who have difficulty with buying the strings from the non-Jew if it's not attached to a beged. Mishmur says somebody will make to buy the strings not attached to a beged. And the Artzachayim Mishus Yaakov agree that it's talking about where the merchant has a definite business to buy tzitzis from a Jew and sell it. Then it's good to take from the merchant and sell it, assuming that it's kosher, or use it for the mitzvah.